Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds are back in business. Regional carriers are paying hiring bonuses. FAA clarifies hangar use policies. Hello, I'm Christopher C. Odom. It's June 17, 2016, and this is Airborne Unlimited. The U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds have announced the return of the 2016 demonstration schedule beginning this weekend in Ocean City, Maryland. The Thunderbirds temporarily stood down for 2 weekends following an aircraft mishap on June 2nd after performing the 2016 U.S. Air Force Academy graduation flyover in Colorado Springs, Colorado. During the stand-down, the team supported the safety investigation to collect details of the mishap. The mishap resulted in the loss of the aircraft with no injuries on the ground, and its pilot, Major Alex Turner, successfully ejected from the crippled fighter jet. Lieutenant Colonel Chris Hammond is the unit commander and the flight leader in the Thunderbird No. 1. Colonel Hammond said, "The team looks forward to Thunderbird No. 6, Major Alex Turner, returning to fly early this week. His timeline to return to the demonstration will be made as Major Turner gets back into the air. We want to ensure that Alex is physically and mentally ready to go." Here at ANN, we are glad to see the Thunderbirds back in the air. It appears the reported pilot shortage is affecting hiring practices at 3 regional carriers affiliated with American Airlines. Envoy, Piedmont, and PSA have announced hefty signing bonuses for new pilots who sign on with the carriers. Envoy Air is offering new hire pilots a $15,000 bonus when they join the company. Piedmont Airlines will pay a $15,000 signing bonus to all new hire pilots, effective immediately. Piedmont employees will also collect $5,000 for every pilot they refer to the airlines. And PSA Airlines rolled out a $15,000 sign-on bonus for all new hire pilots. PSA is also establishing a program that rewards current employees who attract what they refer to as the best and brightest future aviators. The 3 carriers are also touting benefit packages as additional incentives. The pilot shortage is due in large part to regulatory changes that required airline co-pilots to have an airline transport pilot ratings and an increased number of total flight hours experience. The high cost of obtaining this experience seems to have reduced the incentive to seek a career as an airline pilot. After the break, FAA hangar use policies take effect next year.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Welcome back. If you'd like to be a supporter of Airborne Unlimited, send an email to jim@aero-news.net. Anytime the owner of an airport, referred to as the sponsor, receives federal funding, the FAA has a right to say what may or may not go on at the airport, which includes the use of private hangars. Up until now, the FAA's enforcement, or lack thereof, of hangar use policies has been precipitous and a bit confusing. Now the FAA's final policy on the non-aeronautical use of airport hangars has been published in the Federal Register and will take effect on July 1st, 2017. The FAA is issuing the policy to clarify how aviation facilities, including hangars, can be used on federally funded airports. This policy ensures hangars are available when there is an aviation need, and if demand is low, allows the hangars to be used for non-aviation activities. However, airport sponsors must receive approval from the FAA before hangars can be used for non-aviation purposes. In addition, the policy outlines the type of aircraft that can be built in a hangar, the equipment and the items that can be stored in hangars, and the role of the airport sponsors to ensure that tenants pay fair market value for hangar space. It's Friday, and that means it's time for ANN CEO and Editor-in-Chief Jim Campbell to check in with his weekly Barnstorming commentary. EAA AirVenture is less than 40 days away, and the ANN crew will be arriving early to start work on what will be our best coverage yet. Jim brings us up to date on what's in store at AirVenture from Aero-News Network. Here's this week's Barnstorming.
Thanks, Chris. Hi, folks. Well, make a long story short, we are, 38 days to Oshkosh? 38 days to Oshkosh. Oh, my goodness. Who knew? Time flies, and, well, sooner or later, we'll be doing likewise. Let's talk a little bit about what's coming up, because I've got just a little bit of a narrative, because for Oshkosh, it's our biggest event of the year, and it's a massive exercise. Somewhere between 25 and 30 people associated with A&N will visit Whitman Field the 25th to the 31st. Some of us will be there 7 to 10 days early. We have our own portable building now permanently installed on site, so we air that out, fix what needs to be fixing, get rid of the hornet's nest, whatever the case may be, and get ready for the biggest event of our year. It is a massive event for us. We've got half a dozen video people dedicated to put together Aero-TV and Airborne episodes. We've got almost a dozen and a half people devoted to editorial and photography, a number of other folks that are there to keep an eye on the mix and manage the chaos. We are now in our 26th year with one of our rental houses with a family we've watched grow from younger days to, well, not so younger days. We've watched their kids grow up, and kids get married, and the kids have kids. And it's been a wonderful experience. And Oshkosh, above and beyond all things, of course, is the aerial center of the universe. But for us, it's also a little bit of home. Because for me, 46 Oshkoshes now, whatever the case, maybe 47. Almost a year of my life has been spent there. And if you add up other visits the other time of year, well over a year. It's a great place. It's a marvelous place. It's the center of the aviation universe for at least 1 week each year, and so much of aviation is affected by what goes on there. So I'm going to ask you for something here. 1, tell us what you want to see from Oshkosh. 2, when you get to Oshkosh, tell us what's really cool, what excites you, and what's going to be neat, because we've got a new program coming up called basically The Coolest Things We Saw at Oshkosh. I think you'll get a kick out of that. Also, most important, stop by, say hi, tell us who you are, what you like, what you don't like. We need your critique, because we're about to undertake the biggest moves in our lives. Yeah, big news coming. Not all of it will be released at Oshkosh, but some big stuff will be. And we need to hear from you. And then finally, this. Last year's Oshkosh set records. It needed to set records. It showed everybody that we're alive and kicking and, well, bruised and so forth and so on. We have life. We are living. We're trying. We're exceeding the limitations imposed upon us, and aviation will survive, because aviators are a hardy lot. Come to Oshkosh. Be there with us. Be a part of it. Let us know how you can help, how we can help you. Participate in every way, but for God's sakes, come through the gates. You know how to get a hold of everything there. EA.org. Check it out. Make sure you get there as quick as you can, and let's make this the biggest Oshkosh ever, and come share it with us. For the Aero-News Network, Airborne, and Aero-TV, I'm Jim Campbell, and I'm watching the days.
After these messages, Embraer Phenom 100E used for ab initio training.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
Redbird Flight Simulations is dedicated to revolutionizing flight training by designing, manufacturing, and delivering affordable and innovative flight training technologies. Each Redbird device is designed to enhance the training experience for pilots of all levels, from student to ATP. Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
The aviation industry is full of news, and we're summarizing some of those other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. Embraer Executive Jets has delivered the first Phenom 100E to Etihad Flight College, a wholly owned subsidiary of Etihad Airways. It will be used in their flight school established to train ab initio pilots for the airline's rapidly expanding fleet. A Marine V-22 Osprey is now aboard the aircraft carrier USS Carl Vinson. The V-22 is being tested and evaluated as it is scheduled to become at the singular logistics platform on the aircraft carrier for future carrier onboard delivery operations. The Senate Appropriations Committee has included language in a non-related appropriations bill that would fund the study of air ambulance services and payment structures. The study would also address the lack of regulations in how air ambulance services change patients and insurance companies for services. The SS Rick Husband Cygnus spacecraft successfully departed from the International Space Station on Tuesday, completing an 81-day stay. For the first time, remotely controlled experiments will be performed on the Cygnus spacecraft prior to its destructive re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. Edwards Air Force Base in California hosts Canadian electronic testing. For the first time, a Royal Canadian Air Force airplane has entered into the Benefield Anechoic facility and a state-of-the-art center for electronic warfare testing. This testing facility is the largest in the world. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's move on with the rest of the news. If you like motorsports and don't mind spending some money to be the big kid on the block, SkyRunner LLC has the answer for you. SkyRunner has announced that their combination dune buggy and powered parachute has now been approved by the FAA for certification as a factory-built special light sport aircraft. The company says their SkyRunner is an all-terrain vehicle and light sport aircraft combined into one package. Built with adventures in mind, they say the SkyRunner provides capable in some of the most roughest ground environments in just 5 minutes and can be converted to a powered parachute for flight. In order to operate the SkyRunner as a powered parachute, the operator must have at least a sport pilot certificate rated for powered parachute operation. SkyRunner says they have a training program to accomplish this. And as an added gee whiz factor, they portray the SkyRunner in a military application video. Well, that's our program for today. Remember to get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily, Monday to Friday, with additional breaking news bulletins from important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. Please join us in a growing roster of over 100 outstanding industry associations and organizations every weekday for the best in aviation and aerospace news. From the staff of the Aero-News Network, the aviation world's most comprehensive news and information resource, I believe I can fly.